Krillin could beat One Punch Man.
Facts.
Nah, you're bugging.
Facts.
You're bugging.
Yeah, let him get him with one Destructo Disc, nigga. It's over.
Facts.
Solar Flare him, then Destructo Disc that nigga. Game over. Dude, that's
bugging.
game, set, match. How is he stopping that?
Strongest humans in the universe.
Wait. Okay, I wanted to get to my point about it, but I have to ask you this, Cully. Be real with me, okay? If Krillin hits him with a Solar Flare, with his eyes open, right? Hits him with a Solar Flare.
Mm-hmm. We know how strong them bitches is.
And then hits him with a Destructo Disc right at his fucking navel. How is One Punch Man winning?
Listen, it's very simple, right?
What's simple? Don't answer that. Who's to say?
Exactly. Wow, look at that. When I look at anime, right, we have the foundation for, there's just so many fucking animes that are out there, right? But they're all a foundation of something, right? And naturally, we would say that most of the animes, shonen and other animes of its time, founding father was Dragon Ball Z, all right? So, much like that, you put them on a statue, a Mount Rushmore, if you will, right? So, I would like for us to kind of break down, the old generation of anime's Mount Rushmore and the new generation of anime's Mount Rushmore. I'll go first with mine. I think my old gen Mount Rushmore is, and not in any order, but, because I'm not going to get into the nuance of it, but just these are the four that are up there.
Wait, real quick, dumb question. On Mount Rushmore, 5 heads, right?
4.
4? Oh, it's even tougher.
Exactly. So I'm gonna give you my Mount Rushmore heads in not any specific order or whose face they are. We got, for me, it's Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach. I feel like it's a cop-out saying it, but just because I've started it, I'm going to say One Piece. For my new gen, I'm going to say...
Can we just go old gen first?
Okay, yeah. We'll go old gen first. That's where I stand for my Mount Rushmore.
One Piece, boy.
Huh? I have to. I've seen into 500 episodes, and I'm intrigued. Okay,
One Piece broke records, man.
But
it's number 1 over there.
But if I didn't see One Piece, I would probably put Death Note in there.
Interesting.
If I didn't see One Piece,
wow.
I'd probably put Death Note.
Low key, even if you didn't see One Piece, I feel like not an obligation, but I feel like regardless, it'd be up there. Just because of all the clout and like everything about it.
That's why I'm interested to see what his Mount Rushmore is.
Because me and you would be the same.
Our old gen. That's why I say old gen for you and I, Cully. You would have to. I would say you would agree with my old gen.
I feel like I don't even low key.
So we'll
have
wait
to get into it.
Exactly. So we'll wait for the new gen for you because I know you're going to be very opinionated. Yeah. We're going to wait for the very opinionated here. I want to talk to this. I want to talk to this fucking bozo right here. Who?
Watch your mouth, nigga.
Oh,
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I kind of came crazy. Me.
Yeah. Even my girl would be like, "Hey, who you calling bozo?"
Bozo the clown. I
Black
want.
History Month too.
Yeah, right. Come on, that's why I said it. Come on,
Holding each other down. Crazy.
You supposed to say that to me.
Y'all
Y'all dark skins, y'all together.
Y'all don't know who Bozo the Clown is?
Who?
You don't know who Bozo the Clown is? A black. I gotta take y'all back. Oh, that's something for off pod. I'll show y'all. But Senor Roselle, what is your old gin Mount Rushmore? I'm sure two of them. I'm sure the three spots are the same, and your fourth spot is really where I have the interest in, or I could be wrong. But I do know that Dragon Ball Z and Naruto are on your Mount Rushmore.
Without a doubt. Like you said, not
No,
in any order.
just
Not in
those
any
two.
order. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. I have to think of this next one very carefully in order to prove my point. Or like, keep true to my thought process here. So Dragon Ball Z, Naruto.
Don't take too long. We ain't got that much film, my nigga.
Got it. Cowboy Bebop.
Oof.
Wow.
I knew he's gonna throw a curveball into it.
Wow.
Oh, you thought that was a curveball?
Wow. No, but
It's not really a curve. Like,
You
I
thought
get
that
it.
was a curveball?
I
Number
get it,
4,
but-
the last one? Pokemon.
That's fair.
that's fair. That's no.
I feel like
Cowboy
it is
Bebop,
kind of a curveball,
no,
but
Cowboy
I get
Bebop.
it.
No. Cowboy
both of them.
Bebop is a curveball. Pokemon, I completely see it. Cowboy Bebop, because a lot of people don't see it as anime because they think it's a cartoon because they saw it on WB.
Cowboy Bebop?
No,
Oh, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Come on.
okay.
Come on, Kelly. Pokemon, because they watched it on WB. Pokemon was portrayed to you as a cartoon,
Yeah.
and a lot of games that went with it, so kind of took your perception of it being an anime away. Although
Desensitized.
desensitized it as to where all real ones know that not only was it an anime, it was one of the anime.
Yeah.
So that doesn't throw me for a curveball, and I get that. Cowboy Bebop, though, on the other hand, does throw me for a curveball because I don't know if you're just going to you're just trying to disagree with me because I gave you Death Note, but Cowboy Bebop is very interesting because it's short.
Okay, so Death Note came out much after Cowboy Bebop. Death Note is the reason why I picked Cowboy Bebop, because my whole viewpoint on the old gen is that the old gen is a stepping stone for the new gen. Mm-hmm. So I can look at Dragon Ball Z and I can look at Pokemon and I can say that those two birthed, everything in between them.
Mm-hmm. More so like a
Makes sense?
kind of like an influence thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's
So
what I
like
wanted to-
JJK is on the spectrum is closer to the Dragon Ball Z side, whereas Demon Slayer is probably more in the middle, and My Hero is a little bit closer to the Pokemon side, just based on like energy of the shows and things like that, right?
It's even foundation for like their generation time.
Yeah,
more
like-
so than influence, because we know they influenced. the
Yeah,
new-
all of these influences.
we all
Yes.
know they influenced the new
All-
gen, but
and all of them.
But we're talking, but when we really build a Mount Rushmore in that generation, is that DBZ has influence in all three of the ones that I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Naruto has influence into most likely all of the other old gen
Mm-hmm.
ones, you know what I'm saying? Pokemon, One Piece, Bleach as well too. That's why they are the big three.
JJK was like
hold on. We're talking-
the author even
we're
says
talking-
like it's
Yes,
inspired by
but-
Bleach. Like
but-
that's
but-
what I just
but-
wanted to
but
say.
we're talking. Yeah, I get you.
I get what
but
you
Fair
mean.
enough, fair enough.
We already
Influence.
know that. You know what I'm saying? We
Okay.
already know that. But
Fair
I'm
enough.
saying, but like in the generation,
Yeah.
in that generation, I'm
So-
saying these are the Mount Rushmore because
Yeah.
they even influence the other niggas in the generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'll tell you why I picked Cowboy Bebop, right? Because I was trying to think of an anime like Death Note. We've said on previous episodes that Death Note is like an anime that desensitizes you because it's not necessarily too much of the sci-fi aspect. Now, given
There's
they are space cowboys, you don't really know it unless you know it.
Unless you know it.
You
can
don't.
tap into
You could
any
watch a
random
couple
episode.
episodes and not really know that they're space cowboys.
No.
and that's why, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems just like a cartoon about real life.
It's just a futuristic
They
world.
seem
Yeah.
very
A futuristic world is something we will obtain at some point, so it's real life.
the characters seem very human.
Yes, and that's why I picked it, because I think that is what led the path for animes like Death Note.
Also, too, even going outside of that, and while I see where you're coming from as it being on around Mount Rushmore, is that let's think about all aspects. Let's open our minds a little bit, gentlemen, and think about all aspects of anime, right? Cowboy Bebop is held as the best soundtrack in anime.
Oh,
period.
Oh, yep.
Period.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
I've never skipped, like, I've skipped anime intros that I love, you know, that are based. So I've skipped the rumbling a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? I've skipped it a couple of times. Sue me. Whatever. You know, sue me. But you know what I've never skipped? I ain't never skipped that shit. I ain't never skipped that shit. You would have to cut my finger off on the next button before I fucking skip that shit. Because that shit go. That shit go.
Yeah, that shit
so,
hard.
but like, to my saying is like, the influence of Cowboy Bebop, what I would say the biggest influence personally in my eyes to what it did to the older generations is niggas like, oh, we gotta kind of come hard on our songs because
it leveled up the
because we got
the production.
We gotta do that.
Yeah.
So I love the Cowboy Bebop placement 100%. I do like that, and that is a good replace.
Pokemon's also one of the best intro theme songs.
Yeah,
ever.
exactly. Gotta catch them all. You know,
everyone learned
like,
that.
You know, exactly. But
motherfuckers learned the whole Pokemon rap at the end.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It had that influence as well too. You know, the interaction.
Still got the games out and all that.
Bro, what Pokemon? Now you even said that, bro.
Yep.
Is the shit at the
You made
end.
a great point.
The shit at the you made a great point. You didn't even know it.
Nah,
The shit that they did at the end, where they had the Poke Raps and they had. Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah.
That's, think about
not with the Poke Raps. I think they were like naming every single like Pokemon, think about it. You got to remember like 100+ Pokemon.
That's not even the point that I'm getting at. They are the first anime on the post end of the shit to add some interactive shit.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Naruto's. Think about Naruto
keeps you watching
at the end of it. Naruto probably got that post adaptation or post interactiveness from Pokemon. Mm-hmm. You know, because Naruto had that at the, you know, Naruto's talking to you. Mm-hmm. You know, like in preaching. That's what I'm saying. Open our minds on this one. You know,
what's gonna happen next episode?
What's gonna happen next episode? Not saying that Pokemon had to do next episode, but their thing was the interaction at the end of the episode, and that's what these animes that are truly like different. Telling stories, that's how they're being interactive. You know, it's like, oh, this next see what wonky shit we're about to get into. Not like, oh, who's this Pokemon? But that was I would say, I mean, I have to look it up, but I would personally say they're the forefront of that.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah.
Bro, even I would add in.
So that's why I love those two as well too, because they bring different aspects outside of just like the big three that we said.
Just in regards of like influence, like. I don't know if you guys like saw, like, I'm not even really big into Pokemon or like play the games or anything like that.
I love the games.
Big into
but like, I don't know if y'all seen like the fact that like from when we were kids and even the shit that we were seeing, like I'm pretty sure like they were already having all that out in like Japan and all that. But like a couple of months ago, I think we finally get to see fucking Ash get a W, and the fact that you were able to like. Continue a series where the main character just about always ends up taking the L and then keeps on going and all that, and then him taking the W, and I'm pretty sure it trended, like just the influence of it, like and fucking insane.
100%.
So that was a great choice. Like that was a big ass curveball.
Now I'm gonna take us briefly. Not briefly. This is probably the meat of our conversation here, honestly, because I think we might all have different. Differentiating views on this. I'm gonna go New Gen Mount Rushmore for me.
Real quick,
go ahead. Well, I've already.
Can I just know the factors of like when you're like choosing them?
I showed you an example, fam.
But I mean, like when I'm picking them, is it just like what I personally like, or what I'm thinking is like influence, like what we just said?
Either or both.
Either or both. I would say take some of the biasness out of it.
I was planning on
Not
doing
all
that.
of it,
I
some
was
of
planning on doing that. Like I got my reasons. Don't worry. Continue.
Take out some of the biasness, not all of it.
Nah, I won't
you
be
know what I'm saying?
biased because one of my choices is like continue.
For me, new gen. Gotta be My Hero Academia.
Okay.
All right. ALT.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it gets tough. I haven't seen enough of it at all because there's only one animation season out. But JJK
Felt like that's where you was going at.
could change. We can come back to this a year or two from now. Could easily change. Could take it out. But just because of where it's at right now and what they're and how they're bringing anime in, I have to say JJK.
It ain't finna change.
The next one, and I'm sorry, I have to jump in here real quick because I'm just having a brain fart personally. So, in number 4 on my spot, I almost went with recency bias and said Fire Force. I almost went with recency bias. I almost did. But just because it's fresh in my mind, it's the most recent anime that I've completed to its point. But I'm going to go right here. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
It's a good list.
Real quick,
go ahead.
At least with that, I'm gonna need you to look at what year Death Note anime came out and what year Full Metal Alchemist anime came out. Because I feel like they might be in that kind of era, you know?
Death Note's a go for, I think. It's a guess, but
yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're both 2000s.
06.
Oh yeah.
I think that teeters though. I don't know. You gotta look up Brotherhood.
Because I feel like with new gen, it's more so like at least past like 2010s onward, you know?
Yeah, we're more forecasting here more than anything. I think. I think your first two are great, and then the other
2009 is right on the cusp.
Yeah.
And then what was that?
I think
I think that's fair enough.
I think that's fair enough. I think 2009 is basically 2010. That's when the first season of it came out in 2009.
Yeah.
So it didn't finish.
Death Note's not going to make the cut. Death Note would have to be.
It would have to have started in 2009 or 2000.
I'm gonna let you cook, but
I'm gonna give mine real quick.
Nah, but we gonna see what the viewers say.
Yeah, well,
okay.
and
we'll see what the viewers say. But if
go ahead. I like that choice.
But if it wasn't that choice, and you got to throw the flag on that one, then replace it with Demon Slayer.
Fair enough.
I'm not replacing it.
Nah, just go with your choice.
Yeah.
I just don't want niggas to eat you alive.
Yeah. So
if they do eat me alive, that's my replacement.
Spoiler alerts: Demon Slayer is not going to be on my top.
I figured it
Rushmore.
wouldn't. I figured it wouldn't. I just added a replacement like off the top of my head.
There has to be there's going to be at least one spot for a forecasting show. At least one. There's because it's new gen, right? So we're gonna have to forecast to see in the future, basically. My list is almost the same as yours. First three were the exact same, right? AOT, MHA, JJK, and my fourth is Mob Psycho.
I
like that.
I figured Mob would be yours, but once again, I haven't seen Mob, so it probably could have. I started it.
He started it.
I started it. So, but I knew you were gonna go there. I knew that's where once again, where me and him were the same on old gen. I figured you and I would be the same on new gen.
Yeah.
This is where we bring in this fella for the new gen because I know that his is probably going to be
random ass shit.
Who, me?
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be not completely different, but 2 slots will be different.
2 slots.
Two slots will be different for sure.
Well, we know what the other 2 slots are. That's all.
Can I hear your guesses?
AOT and JJK.
I was going to say AOT and My Hero.
Wow. So AOT is
because Cully, do not take manga into consideration.
Ooh. Okay.
Do not.
I like that. Okay, so
then
I'm with you.
Then
I'm with you.
No, I'm telling you right now. You are going off of what has happened in animation. Do not take what you know literally throw out for this conversation. Throw out what you know regarding the manga.
So real quick, when you're saying just focus on anime, am I more so choosing on like the plot? Because like one of my like things was like gonna talk about like the influence and like sales and like how it's doing and all that shit.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So can I bring that in?
Yeah, you can bring it in, but you have to. So for that, if you are going to relate to the manga and
I wasn't going to talk about plot or anything like that.
No, I'm not talking about the plot. I'm saying
fuck sales. No, fuck sales of manga.
But that's a success though.
No. You're not going to talk about sales of the manga. You're going to talk about because it's new gen. So a lot of these stories aren't going to be finished yet. So that means sales are based off of the manga because it's not like the story's done and people are still buying it. That would mean the story's active, right? So focus on, if you know streams, I have no problem with you using that analytic, but like Wes said, stay away from anything that is manga related. Manga related.
I get what you guys are saying. I'm gonna
give us your top. Just tell them. Say 'em. Spit them out.
One, kind of surprised you didn't say Demon Slayer. I would put Demon Slayer up there.
Wow.
Okay.
That's interesting.
I'd put JJK up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put Chainsaw Man there as well.
I knew you were gonna say Chainsaw Man. I knew it.
He loves
I
Chainsaw
knew you were
Man.
gonna say.
I was actually surprised that you said AOT and JJK as like the two. I thought you.
Well, no, I was saying which ones were gonna be the same as us. I don't have Chainsaw Man. I don't think Chainsaw Man holds a candle.
No.
I don't think Chainsaw Man holds a candle currently to any of the ones that either of us named. But that's just on me. Continue.
Fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
I said JJK, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer. I'm also gonna have to put AOT.
Yeah.
I was gonna. I thought he was about to not have AOT on there. He was about to bug out.
He had two things that were different, because Demon Slayer is not on mine.
Yeah.
Because I'm having Full Metal Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I like that. The reason why I kept Demon Slayer off mine, I'm sure it probably could be the same reason. I hate speaking for you, but I'm just floating an idea.
Surprised by that.
The reason why I kept Demon Slayer off mine initially is just because it's a very basic plot line.
Boom. So that's
the animation is phenomenal. But right now
it's probably one of my favorites to watch. It's definitely my top 4 favorites to watch.
But right now where we're at, as far as technology and everything like that, that is the bare minimum quality that I hold for something that I'm watching. That they could wow me with their animation.
That's a general consensus of Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Solid story, but it's very generic.
So that's why I'm surprised that you have it on yours. But I like the.
Yeah.
I can explain why when he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I didn't have it on there for sort of similar reasons, but it's more along the lines of like we stated like I stated in a couple episodes ago that. It's just a lot of the basic anime tropes, right? And if I'm looking at the old Mount Rushmore and I'm trying to create the new Mount Rushmore, I want my new Mount Rushmore to have the same effect that the old Mount Rushmore did, right? And that's really why I felt comfortable saying Mob Psycho because first off, One Punch Man is garbage. Same author, correct?
Garbage?
Yeah, it's the same like creator between the two.
You wanna know why it's garbage? Sidebar. For all you niggas that be saying Satama, or however the fuck you
or Satan Man, whatever the fuck you niggas call
his name is. However you call this bozo, bald head, alopecia looking ass nigga. Sleeping nigga, I could be him. He was a regular nigga. I got his backstory. He was a regular nigga. And you know what? All he wanted to do was do some push-ups, and he became stronger. He did enough push-ups, and now he's One Punch Man. I thought his background story was going to be like he had some supernatural powers. Why he had to hold back his strength. He was much like a Saiyan or some other type of alien race that I'd never heard of. That's why he's untouchable. He a regular ass nigga.
He broke his limits.
Because if Wes is sleeping on him, then I'm in a coma, nigga.
Come on.
I feel like
plain and simple, bro.
At least on this point, real quick, I understand
he can't bang with Goku.
I understand where you guys
Goku
are coming
solos,
from,
everyone.
But I feel like
everyone
they haven't animated like how far the story is now, but I feel like they kind of do get into like, I guess how he is and like what I was saying, like him breaking his limits and all that,
Manga Cully.
and even a little bit more about like the monsters and all that. Like, it's another thing. I feel like you might change your opinion, but I get it.
My initial point, and this is just to get back to our regularly scheduled program. It's just that I thought there was gonna be something special about him. He's just a human, bro. He can't. You're a human. You can't beat a Saiyan.
But they're all humans, though.
Krillin could beat One Punch Man.
Facts.
Nah, you're bugging.
Facts.
You're bugging.
Yeah, let him get in with one Destructo disc, nigga. It's over.
Facts.
Solar Flare him, then Destructo disc that nigga. Game over.
You're
Dude, that's game set match. How is he stopping that?
They're strongest humans in the universe.
Wait. Okay, I wanted to get to my point about it, but I have to ask you this, Cully. Be real with me. Okay? If Krillin hits him with a solar flare, with his eyes open, right? Hits him with a solar flare.
Mm-hmm. We know how strong them bitches is.
And then hits him with a Destructo disc right at his fucking navel. How is One Punch Man winning?
He a human. Remember that.
He's human. He's done. It's game over. No. You're gonna tell me how he's winning? You're gonna tell me how he's winning, or are you gonna just say a bunch of other shit?
Probably other shit.
Then forget it.
It will.
Be quick with it.
You can't
think about Krillin's feats and like with his strength and what he's done, and like with Saitama. During one fight, this nigga sneezed and basically flattened a whole planet. What is sneeze? Not on purpose. 2, this motherfucker was able to learn how to time travel.
He live on baby Earth. That's why
he's a beast, bro.
Bro, you want to talk about sneezing?
He's a beast.
You want to talk about sneezing and flattening planets, and this is why Goku, he can't even.
Oh, now we got to go to Goku.
No. He's just making a point because everyone else says that Goku would lose. It's crazy.
This one.
I feel that's a very hard choice between.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be.
He's a human. But the thing is that this thing about a very surface level when you talk about Saitama sneezed. Oh my god, he blew up a planet off a sneeze. King Vegeta was sitting on another planet, moved his finger like this, and blew up 3 planets.
Blew him up.
Was that in the Bardock movie?
In the old one or the new one, it doesn't matter. But like you've seen it. I don't care if it's canon or not. Like it's animation.
I legit just don't remember it. That's why I was asking.
He's done it. I'll show it to you after this. He's done it. It's fucking King Vegeta. That nigga weak.
He's trash.
These motherfuckers are planet destroyers. Like even when Goku was fighting,
Point made. No.
Cully, I'm not arguing with Goku.
No.
Y'all said Krillin.
No,
that's our point. Krillin was fucking with Goku when they were kids.
I'm saying
Krillin
could probably bang with Saitama. I'm saying
Krillin was trying to throw hands throughout the series. Whether it's with the henchmen of these niggas, the little ass niggas of the main villain, he was still trying to throw hands. That's a fact.
But
that's a fact.
The people he was throwing hands where they weren't doing crazy ass shit as some of the people in One Punch Man.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because of that nigga. He had this nigga right here.
You gotta bring in Goku.
But that's to my point.
But I'm saying he doesn't even have to bring in Goku. I'm saying he doesn't even have to bring in Goku. I'm saying very simply that the power scaling is clearly on a different level. This nigga was doing 1,000 push-ups and 1,000 crunches a day, and everyone else is human. Okay, sure, you might be the strongest nigga in your universe, but you are literally at the bottom of the totem pole. Like Hercules might even try you.
Oh, you bugging.
Hercules might even try you. He might even try you, bro. That's a fact. Now, anyways, so the reason why I picked Mob Psycho is because it follows the same trend as being somewhat of a satirical anime, like a satire on anime.
Same thing for One Punch Man, though.
That's literally why that's literally how this whole conversation started, Cully. That's literally the book. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, it might be a satire on anime, but it has a beautiful way of having its own morality themes and themes pop. It's like it's almost as if it was written to be a satire, and the writer actually fell on something that was gold, and he didn't even know it right away. That's what the series feels like to me.
Like, I would say, comparing Mob Psycho and One Punch Man, I would say I would put the edge over, like, choose, like, Mob Psycho as the one I like more. And I feel like kind of what you're touching on, at least for me, like, why I liked it so much, is because, like, as you go through the seasons, the character development of Mob, and, like, going through all that and being able to see that, like, as you said, it's satirical, it's funny, but you still get to, you're able, I don't want to say exactly relate, but you know what I mean. Kinda like
big time.
Like with the human
big
aspect.
time. No, big time relate. You think about yourself in middle school, like, and then think about Mob in middle school, bro. It's very easy to relate to, in my opinion. Even if you, especially because they have his brother in there too.
That's like my little brother.
Yeah, like
and that's also his little brother. God, that's crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of, even though it's supposed to be a satire, and that's what I love about it, because it's a satire on anime. It's a satire on new gen anime, to be honest with you, to be more specific.
Yeah.
And it actually has some of the most, like, clear-cut, relatable concepts to it, which to me is it's beautiful madness. It's like this guy's creating a satire of anime, and it's actually making it more. It actually made it even more relatable than the average anime is.
Yeah, I like that.
Even like with Reagan and his like whole episode, like featuring him and all that stuff. Not really with him like relating to it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Reagan's whole character is crazy.
I haven't seen.
And you're not far in, but you know that Reagan's like a con artist at this point,
yeah,
right?
I love that.
You in season 1?
I love that.
Yeah, he's on season 1, episode 6.
You'll love season 2, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna love season 2. But like,
I
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I like your reasoning for why Mob Psycho.
Yeah,
like that's very sound. And that was the only one that we had that differed, right? Okay. I like that. I feel like we don't have to tie into why we have
Attack on Titan, because we all have it.
We don't have to tap into why we all have JJK. We don't need to tap into why we all have. Did you say My Hero?
No, he didn't. He left it off.
Those two are the only. Those two are the only two that I had in common with y'all.
So we won't talk about those. And I'm sure that you and I can both piggyback off why My Hero needs to be there. But I'm going to talk to you first about why I got Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on mine. Then we'll piggyback.
Sure. After that, I would like to hear why.
We'll turn it over to Senor Cully over here. Reason why I got Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in it too is, once again, real world relatable shit. They live in a completely real life human society, right?
Yeah.
Alchemy is a real thing in today's world. Like people alchemy is a scientific thing that people do. Drawing they don't work. Who's to say? But it's something that is done.
Like you can read old like history stuff or whatever, and they talk about alchemy. It's not the exact same. Like the anime is obviously an exaggerated.
I mean, you could read new science and talk about dark matter, and it's literally just a matter that we don't know what it is or how to use it or whatever. Like it's literally science. It's
exactly. And so that plays into that point. Go ahead. And
also, real quick, like at least for you mentioning like talking like relating to the real world, like. I would say even like Scar and his whole background,
Yes.
That's even another thing.
100%. So it has those classic things in it as well, too. This is something in anime that I think that they did. They touched on the story path of it and was well more rounded than any other anime could when they try to touch on like topics like this. Like the 7 Deadly Sins. How they did that was insane. Gluttony, and how they portrayed it, envy, and wrath, and all of that, and all of those characters that were the what was the
homunculus?
The homunculus. Yeah. How they went about that. Oh my God, that was just beautiful storytelling. Yeah. That was beautiful storytelling. And that's why I have it.
And I'll tell you what, the reason why I didn't even question it. for you.
We watched it together.
Yeah, is
so we experienced the same time.
Yeah,
and I was saying the same shit.
Yeah, fact. For me, the reason why I didn't even question it for you is because of the themes that were coming off. Right, I mean, the ending when he's
gave away alchemy, so save his brother.
Yeah, when he gave away the alchemy,
he's the coldest nigga.
Yeah. And did he end up actually losing it?
Yeah, he lost it. He's the coldest nigga.
Yeah, like it's like a happy ending, but it's a happy ending. But I feel like it's also like an acceptable happy ending. It's not like forced or anything like that. Not like Tokyo Revengers.
Well, he goes there assuming he's not going to be able to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is, it's like, all right, you're going to give away alchemy, right? And the guy's like, basically saying he's like, if you don't answer this question right, because no one ever does, you're gonna die.
He gets rid of the alchemy to fight the fucking final villain.
Yeah, no, that was the answer. That was the answer.
Yeah, and the answer was like, and they're like, well, why are you? What are you willing? And he's like, none of this shit matters as long as I got the people close to me. You know what I mean? I was like, boom. I was like, wow, that's some deep shit right there, bro. For me, anime. What's important? In anime for me is like finding these little themes that I know like a 15-year-old kid is going to watch it and be able to get like a positive message out of it, right? Because that's what's going to make them feel like, okay, this is something I should keep watching, or even allow their parents to allow them to watch it. And things like that are what make it, a possibility to be, a long-term Mount Rushmore candidate.
Segue that right into My Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Positive message.
It's the whole thing.
The whole thing is put yourself aside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your own ambitions and risk it to save someone else.
And
putting in all that fucking hard work.
Hard work.
Yep.
Yeah. You can do anything. You can achieve anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that being said,
My Hero Academia is a true hero story.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it really, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but it really, the reason why I have it on our Mount Rushmore is what we said in another previous episode. You don't have to go tap in. It's the first time I ever got a view of the villain story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They've really flushed that out.
Yeah.
So by virtue of
on purpose, the whole,
that's the only reason. Like that's like realistically, that holds more weight than anything else the show has. Personally, for me, to why I have it on Mount Rushmore, because I've never seen that done so fluently as they've done, as other anime has done before. Naruto not tried it; they were the forefront.
Right, and that's why they're on.
But they tend to forget about characters.
And
the argue is My Hero Academia. Sorry, Cully. My Hero Academia tries to do it too much. They don't want to let go of characters.
Exactly.
They don't want. They want to flesh out everybody's fucking story.
That's one big flaw with My Hero.
I mean, you
like them, at least with them not like killing characters or getting rid of them.
True, and you see a lot of times too. Like them not killing characters. That's why I had them closest to the Pokemon side when I was breaking down the whole Dragon Ball Z, the Pokemon scale thing. But also with My Hero is you're getting backstories on characters that don't matter. Mm-hmm. Basically, what you're saying, right?
Yeah, 100%.
There's certain characters.
I agree, but
Speed nigga with engines coming out of his fucking
Ida.
He don't really matter.
That's what I'm saying. But we got his backstory, don't we?
Facts.
One person I would
he comes in clutch every here and now, but nigga, we
one person that I would put in that category
in clutch every here and now.
Mr. Compress.
Backstory.
One person I put in that category is Mr. Compress.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's bro, a Red Riot.
Yeah,
bro, getting his backstory and at the time we got it and what happens afterwards literally made him one of my favorite characters in the series.
Yeah, no,
facts. And even with that whole backstory, it ends up tying in kind of to the whole forest thing with Gigantomachia.
Oh, it definitely does. It
does.
It
but
literally is the reason.
Not really with him, more so with the purple girl. But still,
no, directly with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's
more so the one that's scared of him and
Well, she risked
risked
her life.
No, let's go back. I'm telling you that I think it's closer to Red Riot. Real quick, right? When you're getting his history, he sees the girls being scared and him and Gigantomachia fucking talking to the two girls, and he doesn't move at all. He sees what's her name?
I think Ashio.
Oh yeah, something like that. But
Acid Girl.
Yeah, Acid Girl runs over and says, "Leave us alone," and he just walks away.
He gets inspired by.
And he's like, "Why didn't I do anything? Why didn't I do anything?" I think that's when he decides to change his hair color.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah.
And
fair.
And then boom, in that moment where she jumps up and she has the perfect opening to do it, she remembers that that's the guy that she was super scared of.
It's a flip
she goes, yeah, exactly. So directly,
right. They flush out and tie character arcs off very well.
She was very scared of him after, right? She's like, that was so scary. Now that she's older, she's actually become more afraid of him. Trauma, sure, that's what we'll chalk it up to. And what does he do? He jumps up, he pushes, saves her, and just starts wilding out trying to get one of the medications in.
He's the reason why he ended up knocking out.
I mean, he saves the day. If you really want to break it down. If you really want to break it down.
Do you have any other reasons to why, you would have it on your Mount Rushmore? Like,
no, we spoke on it. Your transition into MHA is one of my main reasons.
Perfect. We already spoke on our difference.
Also, I think protagonists going forward. No, not even protagonists. Protagonists, teachers going forward are gonna embody a lot of All Might traits.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
How so?
Just like the goofy, outgoing, like super, like almost ignorantly happy,
Gojo.
but Gojo, and then what's the Jack dude who wants to be his best friend?
Toto.
Like,
fun fact, the people that are inspired by Kenpachi from Bleach, if you could believe that.
That's nuts.
See, I think physically, but I think personality wise, he actually acts way more like All Might.
Yeah,
he's much more different than Kenpachi, but I would say like more so, I guess, like the love of fighting. Kenpachi's like he gets turned on by like fighting.
Yeah.
Toto, not really, but that is the inspiration where he came from.
Yeah, Cully, I want to wrap this because we did a great job there. Giving you ours. No, we're not done anything. We need to hear the reason why.
Demon Slayer. You got Demon Slayer on yours, which I'll probably agree with.
And Chainsaw.
But yeah, you're gonna have to give me something on Chainsaw Man, bro. I don't.
And because I've seen it, Cully, you better be good because he's not gonna be able to speak on it, but I will. So it better be good.
Before I get my explanation, with what you just said for Chainsaw Man, I thought about it earlier. I feel like for me, that has finished everything. Because I know the story, I feel like I have a different perspective about it, and that's why like me and a whole bunch of other people hype it up so much. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you've only watched season 1 anime,
but that's what we're talking about. You
see the meat and potatoes. No.
We know, but no, Cully.
I know that's what we're talking about, but I'm just explaining that side of it.
Yeah,
because I felt bad afterwards.
We get it.
But anyway,
we get it.
So. With the 4 I chose, there's some certain parts to it. Overall, for those 4, 1, I'm considering like the influence it had.
Just the 2 that are different from ours, not the rest of them, because we agree with the same.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
The influence behind it, how much money they were able to produce, and like how big they were able to become. That's why I chose like those 4, like. Attack on Titan, all the awards it gets, everyone like loving it, and like it being like an anime where like if you're not into it, you can get into it. Like just everything about it. That's why I included it. Chainsaw Man, as I said before, its influence, some of the awards that the series ended up getting, the money it's able to produce. JJK, same thing. Like it was beating records and like overtopping One Piece, and that's after the anime, because the anime is supposed to be like kind of like in a way an advertisement or like to get people to buy like the physical manga.
Yeah,
and that's the main reason why I included like Demon Slayer.
So
because as you guys were saying, like that's why I see Demon Slayer like the same way. Like it's very generic.
Mm-hmm.
And like
I just doesn't-
when you guys were touching on like I guess more so overall like you guys are able to relate to these stories and there's like a human aspect. The other three besides Demon Slayer, for sure, like that's why I love them so much.
So,
But I'm including Demon Slayer because Demon Slayer, like
I'll rock with Demon Slayer. And sorry to cut you off because I feel like, I'll rock with Demon Slayer with you because it's like the new gen that is really showing an ode to the old gens and keeping
with like the tropes,
and keeping those tropes very prevalent today in the new generation. Like, hey guys, let's not forget what we're really all about. So I'll give you that, right?
I like that.
What I would
preach.
He
cooking.
What I will disagree with Chainsaw Man is because I personally,
you literally just said it's only good because the manga.
Not only hold on. Let me hear that is somewhat of what you said, and we will see the animation as it flushes out. Because once again, I can come back here 2 years from now, and we can rehash this conversation. But for the point of right now, I personally just feel like Chainsaw Man has a lot of similarities to other animes right now at the time that are better than it.
Like what?
JJK. It's got.
Why would you? I could kind of see that because even the creator of Chainsaw Man said like he said some comment where he was like, oh, it's like he made a joke where like not exactly like a ripoff, but basically what you're saying with the similarities to it. I could kind of see that. Mm-hmm. And even when I was telling you prior before we started recording, like for New Gen, like they consider JJK, Chainsaw Man, and Hell's Paradise. Like they give it another title, like the Dark Trio or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I can see where you're coming from with that, but continue.
Let me just flush it out for you right now. You say kinda, and I'm gonna tell you, I know it's different. I know that it's different, right?
Yeah, but
I'm going to tell you why it's too similar for me to be on the Mount Rushmore personally. Where I think about it is deals with curses. Deals with curses, right? Who does it better? Personally, I think JJK does it better in animation where we're at right now. Not talking manga.
The main character is cursed,
right? We're dealing with contracts with curses. Megami has a contract with the dog.
It's not really a contract.
Not a contract, technique. But it seems almost like that. Like they just flush it out in a different way.
When you said the curses and like how it and Chainsaw Man is like with fear, I can see the similarities. And like what you said, like you like how JJK does it. I would kind of agree because just the idea where like it's more realistic in a way.
Besides the fact that Denji is completely the most horniest nigga of all time. Him and Itadori are basically the same character. To a degree is where they're put in a situation and they're just kind of blissfully ignorant in it and they're just going to go about it because they're put in the situation.
So what I'm hearing basically is that because this is
I'm not saying it's complete. I'm saying.
Can I argue back on those?
Hold on, because this is a Mount Rushmore, and Chainsaw Man and JJK are very similar. Mm-hmm. That you have to pick one of those two to put on. That's basically why you have JJK on yours.
Exactly.
And you think Chainsaw Man shouldn't be on it. Mm-hmm. Valid point. That's not why I put JJK on mine.
Yeah,
because I don't even want Chainsaw Man. Yeah. But also, where I want
that's not why I put JK on mine either. Yeah, I'm just saying, deterring, argument to why I would kick Chainsaw Man off.
Right. What I wanted to say a little bit more about it is that I think there's what I'm missing from yours, Cully, is story. You all your analytics are fair.
No,
hold up, Cully. All of your analytics are fair to make a Mount Rushmore. I'm not disputing them as you shouldn't use them or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that I think personally, the way Mount Rushmores end up, and at least for me, and this could just be like the art creative person in me, is like I want to see what's paving the way for the future. And what's going to pave the way isn't going to be what's already was
happened.
just mimicking what's happened before it.
At some aspect, not even fully mimicking, just some aspect of mimicking.
If there's too much mimicking for me, it's tough for me to put it there. So, AOT, that's the reason why, in my mind, in my brain, that's why we all have AOT on ours. Because even though you could say it's just like Gundam, it's not, right?
People do say that. It's like flesh mechas or whatever.
But it's still
very different.
It's very unique with how important the characters are and how valued life is in that series, and that there's stakes, right? It's never really been stakes like that in many anime. Then we go to
well, Miles of 3. That's why I'll get into it.
Yeah, so that's what. Sorry, I'll let you go. But that's why I get why you have AOT on there.
Go ahead, because I want to wrap it up because we can get to the next one.
I'm gonna try my best. But as you said, that's why I kind of asked, like, in what way am I ranking them? Because originally I'm thinking more so like what you mentioned with me mentioning like stats, like what influence
And charge it.
and like how I said before, like
My laptop.
like how I said before, like with Demon Slayer, me putting that there is because of like the influence and like
Yeah, you told us all why, we agreed.
success.
We understood that.
No. But
What else are you saying?
But with the other three, like what you're saying, that's why like I included in there. Like for Chainsaw Man, WAP, where you're like, I get what you're saying, but for AOT, JJK, and Chainsaw Man, one, Denzel, as you said, with those three, I feel like there's stakes. You never, I was gonna say at one point, but kind of overall, you really never know. Like you kind of on the edge of your seat. With some series like with MHA, like you kind of know some people gonna like survive and like get through whatever. All those other three I mentioned, like you kind of never know. It keeps you on like the edge of your seat. And another aspect why I like include those is because of the fact that they're very like human stories. And WAP, I know you said like with Denji being like a horny motherfucker, like I completely get it. And that's something that a lot of people say. But I will say, like, how with that tweet when I mentioned, like, main characters kind of having, like, not direct goals, like, with Naruto wanting to be Hokage and, like, Deku wanting to be number one
You just
hero.
want to touch some titties. What the fuck are you talking about?
With them having... Like,
I want to touch titties, but I got goals, nigga.
Like, with them having those goals, like...
That's his goal, to
Like,
touch
you
some
can,
titties.
like, you can relate to it, but... It's not, but like I can't become Hokage or whatever. But for those three, I'm like,
yeah, I could touch titties. That's relatable. I hear you.
But I will say, at least for like Denji, yes, like he is horny as I said, but it's there's a lot more to his character and why he is the way he is. Like what a lot of people say about Denji is they like him because he is kind of relatable. He seems very human, and like with what you just mentioned, like you gotta think about like the position that he was in when in the first episode, and like why he kind of has that mindset now. And there's like a lot more to it, and like
I get that,
and like everything with that.
Trust me, I get it. My back to my own main thing is just because I feel like there's just too many similarities to JJK is the only reason why I would say is off. I'm not discrediting anything that the anime brings to it. I'm just saying
but
that
you feel like it's been done before.
Exactly. So by virtue of that, in my eyes, it can't be under Mount Rushmore. I will say though, what it holds it stronger. If you were like, I put it on my Mount Rushmore because it's the horniest anime of all time. Maybe I put it up.
Yeah, and then that exactly. If he said that, then I'd be like, well, maybe there's a good point there. Maybe no, for real, because
it brings an aspect of something that I have never seen before. I literally watched that, and sometimes I feel uncomfortable.
Right, because
But I feel like that's why, like,
Okay, so
people kind of love it too.
Okay,
like, it's
so
wackiness and like the in your face kind of shit and all that.
That's what I'm saying. If you would have brought that point,
that's what we're saying. Yeah. So
maybe I would have been like,
I'll include that point. Like,
nah, you can't now.
Well, I'm doing it now. the kind of in your face kind of shit.
Niggas,
you take it.
The kind of in your face kind of way that shit goes, and all I'll say is, just look at the further shit. If you watch season 2.
So do exactly what we decided not to rate these off of. So, Cully, look, what's being said right now is that where it seems like a point to me where it would be on the Mount Rushmore, what I heard from everything you said is the fact that he has a very down-to-earth, horny-ass goal. Mm-hmm. He's not which is...
He a horny nigga, bro.
Which is for people... Which is very...
If you grew up until like you
can I finish, bro?
And you don't get no bitches or none of that shit. You don't know how to act in life, and then you learn it. Like you basically get to see this nigga grow up.
Not getting any ass till 16 is crazy.
You get to see this nigga grow up, and then you'll see how he reacts to certain shit.
Or like not even like anything. Like not even. I won't even put getting ass. Like not kissing a bitch until 16 is crazy to me. But,
okay.
Yeah. But go ahead.
So I'm gonna try to remember what I was just fucking saying. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. So where I would say because his goal is down to earth and very simple, and it's something. Even though I value animes having goals that can't be achieved, like being Hokage and shit like that, because it makes it better for the viewer. Because it makes it better for mass viewers, because it allows everyone to say, well, my being Hokage for me is this, being Hokage for me is this, being Hokage is for me for this. So now I can relate to Naruto, right? Because being Hokage can be anything. Being Hokage can be fucking working at, I want to get a job at McDonald's, to fucking, I want to be the starting quarterback of the fucking Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? But touching titties is a down-to-earth, simple thing that is legitimate. Like, okay, yeah. And it's something that a lot of, at least males, can relate to. Yeah. And say, yeah, I really would like to touch a pair of titties. That's all that's driving me.
No, 100%.
I can even add in on something.
Last thing that's on the wrap
at least regarding that.
Can I go on?
So, Denzel, did you end up watching all the Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, I haven't seen an episode.
Seen anything. He hasn't seen a single
episode.
Okay, since you already mentioned it, what? When he got to touch the titties, what was his response? Wow.
More or less, like,
I'm not to shit on you, but nah.
Is that no?
Basically, and this is also
he wanted Makima's titties.
Not even that. It was basically like his response to it, and this is also like another aspect where, like the human side of it. He had this goal, and he did everything, for it.
He was like, wow, what's
But then
next?
once he got this goal, he kind of questioned himself. And like with humans, like you might have like a goal to do something, and then once you get that goal, you're like he was questioning like, did I have more fun like going through the chase and all that?
Cully, you're not explaining this very well, because I know exactly what you're saying, and animes do this shit all the time. If you go back a couple,
all the time?
Yes, they do. Hold up. They do it all the time, and it's very relatable.
His purpose.
Exactly. So I'm fucking with what you're saying. You're just saying it terribly, in my opinion. I really am. It sounds crazy, but I really am fucking with what you're saying. And so basically, what I'm saying is that it's very, what you're saying is it's very human to say, I want this thing. For example, let's go back to when we were all kids. Easy to relate to. Oh, I really want this gift for my birthday. I want this new game or something. And you get it, and you play with it for a little bit, and then you throw it to the side, and you're like, damn, was it really worth it? Was it really worth getting that? and you're trying to figure out what you really care about. You know what I'm saying? And in animes they do that a lot, Cully. But I think that's a good point. And all you have to say, you don't have to talk about the manga. All you have to say, you should have touched on it. Yeah, no, you should have just brought that up to start. You should have said, remember when he touched a titty?
I just remembered it though.
Yeah, fair enough. And he touched a titty, and then what? He's gonna grow from that.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, anyone who is watching, if I watch, just based off what you told me, clearly that's not his real end goal. That's just where he starts, which is reasonable for a random teenager to be like, yeah, all I can think about is girls. Okay, now you're getting girls. Now what? Did you realize girls weren't really that important?
I love it. No, it's facts.
Like even in the first episode, his mate, like, he calls it Pochita, and he's like, man, I just want to hang out with, like, I want to eat good, I want to hang out with a girl, and then we fall asleep playing video games. And he's not even thinking about fucking none of that shit. He only thinks about titties because he's like, damn, I had a shitty ass life. Like, I didn't think I could do it. I'm gonna do it. And then he ends up learning all that other shit.
He a horny nigga, but you know, it's the humanity of it. I fuck with where you're coming from it. You know, at the same time, but that's why I wouldn't really necessarily have it on my Mount Rushmore. Denzel probably could be different if you saw it or not. But I think
Just watch it.
Yeah, I'll end up watching.
It's a good show.
Mappa put their foot in that.
Yeah. But I will say though, you know, these are some solid, you know, old gen, new gen Mount Rushmores. Maybe we change them. Maybe we don't.
Who's to say?
Let us know
it's
your
about
opinion.
Story, I would change it for sure. Demon Slayer not gonna be there.